Alright, welcome. We're just jumping on here. Playing with the SDK overlay a little bit here and there. Just covering some truck race. A lot of truck races going on today, so I thought we'd just jump around, do a couple here and there. See what's going on. We've got Noah Flory here on the pole for this race. 30 laps here at Talladega. Talladega. Craftsman Trucks. Noah Flory, Dave Miller, Matt Harvey, George Jewell. That's a clean looking number 2 truck there. That Autolite truck, Autolite Chevrolet. So we got pace car lights out on the pace car. We're gonna go green here. It looks like Noah Flory, Dave Miller on the front row here. Seen all those camel trucks here lately. Got lots of beer up front and some smokes. We're gonna go green. Noah Flory's gonna get a pretty good jump there on that outside truck of Dave Miller.
Green flag, green flag.
Does it look like we're in slow motion? Noah Flory in front of that 7 truck, and here comes Dave Miller with a good push from that 2 truck of George Jewell, trying to get back up to the front. The Miller Lite number 8 Chevrolet. Matt Harvey down there in the 2nd spot, tucked right up underneath Noah Flory, going to push him back to the front. That outside line's going to fall back just a little bit. We're going to see the entire 30 laps. Watched a couple of these races earlier before we actually jumped on here. I didn't see one get through with at least 2 or 3 cautions, so we'll see what we do here. See these trucks just dancing all around here. I guess what's going to happen in the draft. Hard to keep that truck straight up in the top of here with that RV right. That's just review. You're tucked up on somebody. Old Ford Sim racing. 7 Noah Flory out in front. So you're kind of really trusting that guy in front of you, because you can look at him down here on that front straightaway, back straightaway here. And your visibility is, all you see is the back of that truck in front of you. Get back over here. Big movers yet in the field, not one big mover right now. Jumps back up into 7th now. I think this is going to be the race we're going to go green checkered. Rub and tug number 13 there, Chris Warner. Back up to 6th. Noah Flory out in front, Matt Harvey, Dave Miller. Right where they've been this entire since the start of this race. George Jewell doing a good job of pushing that number 9 truck back up to the front. Goes away in the lead for just a few seconds there. I know if we're gonna come back on the bottom of that, Matt Harvey, Aaron Fisher. I'm sure I'm gonna butcher names, so if you guys go back, and you guys are back there watching this. Don't beat me up too bad. So Flory out there in front. He's led since the top of the green. Dave Miller's kind of snuck up there a couple of times, but I don't think he's actually led an official lap. He's doing a good job of getting square behind that 9 truck at night for Dave Miller. We've seen this a few times today where guys push and gets a little bit off center on the back of that truck and just catches the corner and just comes sideways up the track. And away they go. Turn my mic up a little bit. Alright, so we got a couple people out there in the chat. How's the audio mix sound? We're just kind of getting started with this, so doing some live stuff, so chime in there if you can. Noah Flory out, back, pushes back to the front. Matt Harvey right there with him. Aaron Holscher still in the line. A lot of smoke and their beer down there in the bottom. Pushing away back up to the front. 9 truck and Dave Miller now going to fall back just a little bit. We're going to zoom back out just a little bit, go to a different view here. And we're just jumping in some random lobbies here, playing around, just trying to get our settings going, see how we can get our quality. Just trying to make some improvements on our network, on our studio. We're just doing some random lobbies right now and playing around, trying to learn how to use some of this production software. But we've been having fun watching these truck races. It's been pretty clean so far. 5 laps into 30. We're gonna run this. There's no league races going on, just random races in the official lobby. So we're just kind of jumping back. Harvey's still trying to push that 7 truck, keep him out in front. Number 3 wide back in the middle of the pack. We got that number 4 truck, Anthony Owen, way up on the outside. Anthony Owen, they found there's a new line up there on the top, and that top line is coming. 3 wide, you got 3 trucks down in the middle, 4 trucks up on the outside, everybody else down on the bottom. Anthony Owen and the 16 of John Martin right there on the outside, along with the 15 of Matthew Ferrara. Like I said, I hope you guys don't go back and watch it. Seven laps into 30. Shuffling it back all over the place. Lane Myers, your big mover, right now up 11 spots. And that number 18, yeah, there he is in the middle of that Coors Light, number 18. He's the back pusher of this middle line. A couple more trucks are following on the line now with him. He's up 10 spots now, up from 18th up to 7th. So back to that outside. Oh, holy mackerel. Anthony Owen said, I don't know if there's a hole there or not, but I'm going to make one. And boy, he just barely got down in front of that 15 of Matthew Ferrari. That was pretty tight. Dave Miller's still out. Actually, Dave Miller now worked his way to the front, got down in front of Noah Flory. We kind of missed that one as we were looking back here in the middle. Dave Miller now to the front. At 2, George Jewell pushed him up there, and he abandoned him as soon as they got there. Jumped down to the bottom. Here comes George Jewell up on the outside in the number 2. Now George Jewell going to sniff the lead here. Now Autolite Chevrolet, number 2. He's worked his way to the front. He's got that number 1 of Nick Spinotto tucked up underneath his back spoiler. And we are 8 laps into 30. Been a good clean race so far, other than a couple close calls. But no cautions. We've stayed green and clean for 9 laps of 30. This is week 13 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series official races. Oh, a big wiggle up there. And that outside row, that our big mover of the race, 18 Lane Myers, has now worked his way up towards the front. He has made his way into the top 5 right now. And that number 18 Coors Chevrolet, here he comes now. He's pushing Mick Benito and Dave Miller there on that outside. But here comes that 9 truck back on the bottom of Dave Miller. Noah Flory tucked right up behind him. They got a little bit of a gap back to the 8 truck of Matt Harvey. Miller, George Jewell, Noah Flory. There's your top 3 right now, but there's a blanket. You could throw a blanket over the top 10, 12 car trucks in this race here. All make that 18 at this point. They have been pack racing this whole entire race, 10 laps, 1/3 of the way through this race. So far, no big mistakes, no big impatient moves. As usual, we're just waiting for the big one, like we always are at Talladega. Ray Myers out of Enos, Texas. Coors Light Monster Energy Chevrolet. He has worked his way up from 18th up to 5th now. He's falling back a little bit. He's kind of getting stuck in that hole on the outside. He's now going to fall back to 7th. We are 3 wide all through the middle of the field here. Great shot of this pack of trucks coming down this big, long, super stretch back straightaway here at Talladega. Three wide. 3 top 12 car trucks, all 3 wide as we come across the line. We are starting lap number 21. Come down through the tri-oval and out in front now it is George Jewell on that number 2. But here comes the 4 truck of Anthony Owen to the outside. He is taking some pretty aggressive moves here to make his way to the front. And he is now up 10 spots, up from 11th, up into the lead. And he quickly gets down to the bottom in front of that 2 of George Jewell. Anthony Owen now your lead with 19 laps left to go. We started with 23 trucks and we got 23 trucks still on the track. John Martin now to the point. Moved up 16 spots, 17 now. Finds his way to the point. It's John Martin. Anthony Owen's going back and forth and back and forth. Who's going to make the first mistake? Who's making friends here? I don't see any teammate trucks out here. Martin just jumping back and forth. He's trying to see who he needs to block. He jumps back down to the bottom. He can't quite get to the top to block that 1 truck of Mix Benito. He is going to hold that bottom line. 18 laps left to go now. And it's John Martin out in front. Anthony Owen doing a good job of pushing. He's got to stay square on that truck and get off of him off the corners. Or we could have the big one here at Dega. You see he's still pushing him all the way through the corner. That's usually something you don't want to do here. Just one little mistake and they're going to tear up the whole field. There goes the 2 truck of George Jewell back to the front with some help of Mix Benito in that number 1. Is that a pinata on the back of that truck? I can't. Pretty colorful. Jigsaw puzzle maybe. Coming up on 1 lap truck. I'm not sure who that is. Right there in front of him, it looks like it's the hell, I don't know, I can't tell. It is the number 28 of McCall Valentin without an E, so it's Valentin, I guess. He is gonna watch this herd of trucks go past him in a big hurry. You see he goes down a lap and goes back up to the front, 16 to go. Anthony Owen, John Martin, George Jewell. Big movers is still John Martin, who's made his way to the front after starting 17th up 16 spots. 5-6 different trucks have led this race to this point. Let's see who can hang on at the end. Almost halfway through, no caution flags. I think it's at all the races we've watched today, it's the first time we've gone this far without a caution. Hopefully we don't jinx it. We got that truck down on the bottom. Let's try that with standing. Splitting that, see what that looks like. Man, the truck's hard to single out there a little bit. That big pack of trucks is leading down this field. And Martin's going to be out in front with 15 to go. we're back. We're 3 wide for the lead. Brendan Fellows made his way up here to the front in that number 12. Where the heck did he come from? We saw him down the apron a few laps ago. Brendan Fellow, William Baker, Anthony Owen, now your top 3. Stepped away for a second, and the field kind of separated there. All back up together again now. Brendan Fellow, Flory, Owen, Martin. Why don't you just try to use last names? It's that Ghost. You got some kind of sim racing thing, isn't it? The Ghost sponsor on that 12 truck. We got 13 laps left to go. Brendan Fellow, Noah Fleury, Anthony Owen, top 3. Still the big mover. The big mover now is Tyler Starcher back here in that number 23 cookout truck. Has moved his way up 13 spots, up from 23rd to 10th. Who's found some friends? Who's going to make a mistake? What are we going to see here in the last 13 laps? For 13 laps left of the 30. Brendan Fellow, Noah Fleury, your top 2. But here comes that forward truck of Anthony on back up on the outside again, getting pushed by George Jewell. George Jewell's been a good pusher all day long. He has been pushing trucks to the front, even led a little bit himself for a little while. 7 truck of Noah Fleury looks to have his hands full. Hope he doesn't catch the corner of that 12 truck and get him sideways. Jump in the cockpit here with Noah Fleury. You can see what it takes to just be patient right here when you're trying to push somebody to the front. You got a truck up on the outside. There's not really anywhere you can go. Yellow line down the bottom. You're just doing everything you can to hang on. You can see him kind of fighting that wheel back and forth, just wiggling back and forth. Backs off just a little bit in the corner. Just kind of lets Fellow get away a little bit so he doesn't get him sideways and get in the corner panel. 11 laps left to go. Anthony Owen up on the outside. Once again coming down that back trail. He's been up here in the front for most of this race. Fellow, Fleury, Owen, your top 3 right now. It looks like they might be coming on another lead. Excuse me, another slower car here, getting ready to put somebody else a lap down. Noah's now trying to get down to the bottom. He's running that outside line. But he just abandoned his partner up there, George Jewell. He's going to come down to the bottom. But George Jewell said, "Okay, I'm going to go to the front myself, and I'm going to bring the 8 truck on Matt Harvey with me." 10 to go. A lot of patience being shown during this race. Still got about 10, probably 10 or 12 trucks here that could win this race. They're coming up on the lap. The 2 lap trucks of the number 3 of Guillermo D. Alvera and Childster back there in 21st and 22nd. They're going to move up to the outside, get out of the way, let these lead trucks come by. Nice move on their part there. They're racing for position, but back there in the back, probably just trying to improve their incident rating. 9 laps left to go. It's Anthony Owen back to the front. John Martin, Brandon Fellow. I keep wanting to say, when you see the 2 behind the names, I keep wanting to say like Noah Fleury the second, but you know. Fellow Owen Fleury, your top 3, but that 16 truck of John Martin sneaking his way back up in there again. He's pushing that 4 truck of Owen to the front. Just kind of gets up alongside of that 12 truck and just kind of stalls out. Just can't quite get any further out ahead. Fellow with a little bobble off the corner right there off of turn number 2. That's going to let that outside line get a little bit of a run. Let's see if Owen's going to jump back down to the bottom. He's got that truck cleared, and there he is. He's going to jump down in front of him. Owen's had about 4 or 5 guys push him to the front. He just keeps abandoning him on the outside. I mean, I can't blame him. He's trying to get to the win just like everybody else. And here comes the 16 of John Martin now to the front. He's going to sniff the lead here for a little bit. And there's George Jewell once again pushing somebody else to the lead. This stays this tight with no cautions all the way to the end. Look at that outside line. Outside. Tyler Starcher in that 23, the 21 of Eric Bunch, and the 5 of William Baker. Oh, 21 jumps right up there in front of the 5 truck. They are making a whole new groove up there on the outside. We're now 3 wide, 7 laps to go down the back straightaway here at Talladega for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck. There's Owen again, once again, squeezing down to a hole that just about wasn't there. He's either got a really good spotter or he's just lucky, because that's about the 2nd or 3rd time now he's dove down into a hole that wasn't quite there. And that outside 3rd lane there just really stalled out. Their starter was coming to the front, but they're now starting to fade back. Faded back to about 14th now for Starcher, making a run to the front, but it just stalled out and backwards they go. This is anybody's race here, still with 6 laps left. Martin, your top 3 right now. George Jewell, he's been working his way to the front this entire race. Let's see if he can get back up to the point. We got 5 to go. Back here in the middle of the pack, we got all the beer trucks here. We got Miller High Life, Miller Light, Miller Genuine Draft. We got a Coors truck in here somewhere. Anybody's thirsty, we got you covered. Anthony Owen now trying to get back. Oh, we are 4 wide coming down up into the corner, and that's going to do it right there. We finally had the big one. We got a little impatient, and here we go around. See if we can go back and see what happened there. Let's rewind that just a little bit. It looks like the 21 of Bunch gets into the back of the 18 of Starcher. And that's going to start it. You can see the 18 works his way back, or excuse me, that's Lane Myers in the 18 truck, sorry. And that is just going to make a mess. All it takes is one little mistake. We'll go back and check on that one more time. And you can see the 21 just kind of gets into the back of the 18. Or did the 18 move up in front of him? I didn't quite see from the start there. Now it looks like the 21 just had a good run. The 18 might have checked up to keep him hitting the back of the 13. And that is going to tear up a bunch of trucks here. We had a really clean race going. Only about 5 laps left to go. And there's our first big crash. We'll jump back up to the front and see who's made his way to the front. Now it's going to be Brendan Fellow. 3 laps left to go. Where's the rest of the field at? Looks like maybe he didn't slow down enough or got to catch up to the pace car. Okay, here we go. We're all catching up now. Ben Fellow, Anthony Owen, Noah Flory, Mix Benito. I think we're gonna run this race and then we'll jump over and try our Twitch channel for a little bit. So if you're out there watching, jump over to the Twitch channel. It's Dirt Racing Sim News on Twitch. Looks like the number 4 Anthony Owen's going to dive down into the pits. Take on some new tires. I don't know if that's really going to be that big of an advantage here at Talladega, but we're going to see how it works out for him. He's made his way up to the front before, but now we might just... Looks like he might have missed his pit stall there. Had to back up. That might cost him a penalty. So we got Brendan Fellow out in front. 3 to go. Lights still on the pace car. All right, we might go back to green here with about maybe 1 to go for a lucky. Light still on. We got 3 to go right now. I think the mess is all cleaned up. We got a bunch of trucks down in the pits. George, Joel, Wayne, Martin's down in the pits. Meyer's still in the pits after he got involved in that accident. We have a few trucks diving to get some tires on. Let's see. The first truck on new tires is going to be Anthony Owens back in that 10 spot. All right, getting ready to go green here. One more time around. This light's still on the pace car. We're going to go one more time. We're going to have green, white, checkered. It looks like it's what we're going to have once we get back to green flag. And it's Brendan Fellow, Noah Flurry. We got a couple of trucks that jumped in the pits. Took on some tires. The first truck back on new tires is going to be 10th spot of Anthony Owens in that 4. Anthony Owens, Bruce Keys, Jason Brennan, John Martin have all come in for take on new tires here for this maybe 1 to 2 lap run. Yeah, good looking Toyota there. Old Milwaukee number 20 of Mikhail Valentin. Yeah, I'm sure. Like I said, if you guys are watching this back and I butcher your name, I'm sorry. Noah Fleury, Brendan Fellow, Mix Benito, your top 3 right now. Oh, I thought that looked like a puzzle piece. It is kind of puzzle pieces in a ribbon. I'm not sure what... oh, it's an autism. Okay. I didn't know what that was. That looks good. A good looking truck there, a Mix. All right, lights are out on the pace car. We're going to go green. They come off of 3 and 4. Right now we're heading down the middle of the back straightaway. Caution laps not counting it. Maybe caution laps don't count in these races. These little short races. Alright, here we come down to the last couple corners. Now we're going to come off at turn number 4 through the tryout. We'll see what kind of start Brendan Fellow can get. It's our first caution of the race, so we haven't really seen his restart skills. So let's see what he can do. See if we can get a good jump on the rest of the field. He really needs Mix to kind of tuck up on the back of that spoiler and stay with him. They don't want to get too separated here as they go green. Pace car's going to peel off down into pit road. All right, Brendan Fellow. I think I've been just calling him Flower. Sorry, Brendan Fellow. Bring us to the stripe. Noah Flurry up on the outside.
Green flag, green flag.
And we are green once again with 2 laps left to go. Now we're going to get green-white checkered here. Fellow, Flurry, Benito, your top 3. Harvey up on the outside of that number 8. Good job of keeping that truck way down that bottom line, right on the yellow line. He's not going to let anybody down on the bottom of him, that's for sure. And here comes that outside lane moving forward. A mix. Benito doing a great job tucking up underneath the back bumper. Fellow pushing him to the front. Gonna try to get a little separation, just get down to the 2 of them. Here we have 4 wide again. Last time we went 4 wide, it didn't fare very well. We head down through the drive, and there it is again. Somebody turning sideways back there, and we're gonna go caution one more time. It looked like I saw the 20 involved. And it was that old Milwaukee Toyota number 20 of Valentin. Turned around up into the fence. Let's see if we can see what happened here. And it looked like we'll have to rewind that just a little bit here. So it looked like the 8 truck might have tried to move up just a little bit, a little contact between the 8 and the 15. That's going to turn him sideways up in front of the pack. And unfortunately, just kind of another separate incident here. We got the 20, the 15, and the 9 all together. I think somebody was kind of checking up after what they saw in front of them, and then kind of 2 incidents in one here. Four wide has not worked for this group. That's the second time we've gotten 4 wide, and the second time we've had a crash. Our second caution. All right. Fellow had one practice restart. Is he gonna die? They're gonna dive down in the pits here. It looks like it. A bunch of leaders jumping down into the pits, gonna bring in some tires. Yes, we have gone about 32, 34 laps. They got to be pretty close on fuel. And we're going to get some tires on, so it's going to put Mix Benito out in front with John Dale now. So I don't think we've said that name the entire race, but he finds himself now in second. Top 2 trucks haven't pitted yet. And the Anthony Owen truck, a number 4 truck there, he pitted during that last caution. It looked like that plan worked out for him well. He's got himself back up into the top 3. Got a few big movers here in the race. Brandon Zimmerman started back in 22nd up to 5th. Tyler Starcher in that 23 started back in the 23rd spot, and he's up to 6th. Both up 17 spots. That color kind of helps her. All right, Benito out in front. We're probably going to go around at least one more lap here. So, thanks for jumping on. We're just kind of testing out made some modifications to our network and our computer and some of our settings, just trying to see what our quality is going to be like for streaming some other races. We're doing some stuff with, this is our channel, but we're doing some stuff with Sim Racing Media. If you check out their YouTube channel, we've been broadcasting some stuff with them on some different league races. We're just jumping into some random lobbies right now, showing just kind of getting some practice with the software and just seeing how our network's going to run, see what the quality is going to be like. So, yeah, a couple people out there watching. Let me know what it looks like out there, what it sounds like. Sounds like hell. Let me know. Let's see where we're at here. We'll get up to the front. Pace car still the lights on. We're going to go green, white, checkered one more time. I don't know how many attempts they take during these official races, or thinking it might be 3, but what do we got here? All right, getting ready to go green. Lights are out on the pace car. We're going to go green this time by as they're making their way through turns 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Let's see if we can, all we need to do is make one lap. If they can just make one lap, get to the white, then the next lap will be the checkered. To make it to the white, yeah, whatever flag comes after the white is a checker, whether it's a caution or checkered. That'll be the end of the race. Well, we're going to have to see if Mix Benito and John Dale are just going to be sitting ducks on those old tires. I don't think the tires are going to make that big of a difference, but we'll see. Anthony Owen's been up towards the front most of this race. Let's see if he can find his way to the point before this is over with. We come down the back straightaway here, getting ready to head into turns 3 and 4, hopefully for our final restart. One more time around as they come up at turn number 4. Mix is going to get his chance. Mix is going to get his or her chance. I had to restart to see what they can do. Pace car going to pull down here. And it's now up to the leader. Let's see when he's going to take off. Mix Benito, John Dale, Anthony Owen, Jason Brennan in the top 4. Let's see how this shakes out. Let's hope we don't get another 4-wide situation. It has not fared well for this group. And we are going to go green here. Another green, white checker and mix with a big jump. That's going to cost him. He is going to have to kind of back up to that number 4 truck of Owen, get back there and get a push, or they're going to come by him in a hurry. And he does just that. He backs up to the 4 truck and let him give him a push. And here comes John Dale back on the outside. I think we're going to see Mix here. He's blocking the bottom right now. Owen, let's see if he jumps up to the top and blocks that outside line as they're going to make a run down the back straightaway. John Dale now to the point. Mix there in second. That 6 truck of Jason Brennan is doing a great job of pushing the number 17 of Dale to the front. Mix and Owen down on the, or Benito and Owen down on the bottom. And we've got another caution. Another caution. I didn't see what it was. I can't see what's going on back here. Oh, it's a 16 truck. John Martin. Let's see if we can catch what happened here. Down on the bottom of that 7 is Noah Fleury, the 13 of Chris Warner. And the 16 of John Martin. So let's see what happens. I guess maybe I went back too far, too much slow motion. We'll, it looks like the 13 is going to get into the rear quarter of the 19, turn him sideways. That's exactly what happens there. Turns him down in front of Fleury and the 7 who led a bunch of this race early. And that's going to send him back up the track. At that point, the 19 truck's just a pinball. Hard hit there from Martin up into the wall on the 16, and there's the 20. The 20 of Valentin once again involved in another incident. Bruce Key's going for a ride. He's going to see how far he can drive backwards, it looks like. All right, we're going to go back to live here. I think we're now under our third caution. We went like 20, what did they go, like 25 laps without a caution. And it looks like Dale and Benito now are going to have to dive down to the pits. It's got to be a fuel They got to be low on fuel at this point. They've gone, it was supposed to be 30 laps, and we've done 2 or 3. We're on getting ready to start a third green, white checkered and some few cautions. They've probably driven around for about 40 laps or more now, so fuel definitely becoming an issue. Everybody's been in the pits now except for Tyler Starcher. Starcher in that third spot. He's getting some excellent fuel mileage. All right, we're going to finish this race on this one. They were just about to the white flag there when that caution came out. Quality looks pretty good on my phone. All right. We're going to go around at least one more time here, it looks like. We started with 23 trucks. What are we down to here? It looks like we're down to about 19. Looks like John Martin, Matthew Fiora, William Baker, and Aaron Holscher have all dropped out of this race. Valentin coming back out of the pits again after making repairs after the second crash of the event he's been involved in. Neither one of them really his fault. He just kind of got wrapped up in somebody else's mistake. All right, coming off the fourth corner here, going to come to the tri-oval. This is going to be, I think we're going to see him go around one more time. We'll go back green here, see if we can get this green, white checkered in. Thanks for dropping by. We're just testing our stuff out here, just getting ready to do some league races and stuff with Sim Racing Media. We just want to make sure we have everything working the best we can, so. Alright, we got lights out on the pace cars. They head down through 1 and 2. All they got to do is make a one lap, get to the white flag, and it'll be over. Number 6 to Jason Brennan. Started in 18th, now leading us. Tyler Starcher started 20th, sitting there in third in that number 20th. That's a good looking truck. I like that. Obviously, I guess that's the best look we can get. No, that one doesn't do it. And the cookout number 23 Ford. Nice paint job. I like that checkered pattern on the side there. Somebody took some time on that one. See some pretty creative stuff on there. It's pretty cool. We've done we used to do a bunch of stuff on World of Outlaws on the Xbox, a little bit F1 stuff. So jumping over to iRacing, it's pretty cool to see a lot of the creativity guys are putting on. A lot of time and effort they're putting into their skins and their paint jobs on these rigs. All right, we're heading down into turn 3 and 4 for the last time. Under the caution anyway. Gonna go green as they come off the line. Let's see what's the best. The blimp's not gonna be good for the start. TB3 is pretty good right here. You can kind of see him coming down across the line, coming off of 4. And I think we'll jump over to TB2 for the start. So I'm just kind of playing with some different views. Pace car down, pulls up into the infield. Jason Brennan, the 6 truck. First time he's been out front all day long. Anthony Owen up on the outside. Owen's been up in the front, top 3, 4, 5 all day. Let's see if we can make it to the white flag.
Green flag, green
And
flag.
stick a dagger in this race. Brendan with a good jump at 23. A Starcher is going to stick right there with him. And they are going to put a truck length on that number 4 of Anthony Owen. Or at lead pack has definitely dwindled down to about 15, 16 trucks here now from what we had earlier. And it's Brendan Starcher, Fellow, your top three. Owen now falling. That outside line is falling back. They've got about a lap to get it together, and there's going to be Fellow jumping up in front. He says, come on, boys, I'll lead you to the front. And here comes Fellow now. They come off of turn number 4, and it's Brennan Fellow side by side. Starcher, Owen right behind him. And that 9 truck of Dave Miller, after being involved in a crash a little bit ago, has now made his way back to the front. He's now in the top 5. And here comes Fellow. He's got a truck length over everybody, but diving down underneath them is going to be Anthony Owen. Owen dives underneath Fellow as they go down to 1 and 2. We made it to the white flag, so the next flag will be the end of it. Fellow to the point. Owen up on the, Fellow on the outside. Owen on the bottom. Brennan put all over the back of that 4 truck, trying to push him back to the front. Got the number 17 of Dale now jumping to the outside. We're going to be 3 wide as they head through 3 and 4. And we are going to come to the line, and it's going to be Anthony Owen out in front. Jason Brennan right behind him. And here comes the 7 of Noah Fleury back to the front. He's going to look to the outside, but I think it's going to be Anthony Owen at the line. Brennan second. Fleury makes his way back up to 4th, or back up to 3rd there. And we're crashing across the line. It seems to be kind of a tradition here. It seems like every time we finish the race, everybody just piles up. So, and that is going to be the final result. It's going to be Owen taking the win. He was all back and forth throughout the whole race. Brennan, Fleury, Myers, Corbin, Fellows, Miller, Benito. Benito led that second green-white checkered. Comes back up to 8th. Zimmerman and Jewell, not going to be your top 10. Let's see what we can... Trying to pull up the race results, but it's not giving me the option here. Guess maybe it takes a minute for things to sort out. There we go. So here's our final results. Anthony Owen, Jason Brennan, Cade Corbin, Lane Myers, Noah Fleury, Brendan Fellows, Mick Benito, Brendan Zimmerman, George Jewell, John Dale. All right. All right, thanks for jumping in here with us where we're just kind of playing around. We're going to jump off and get some food. We might jump back